What's up, everybody? Welcome to Camping with Keith. I'm trying to get this light situated so you guys can see me a little bit better. There we go. It blinds me a little bit, but if you guys can see better, that's all that counts. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Camping with Keith. I'm live. Sorry I didn't let anybody know. I just kind of at the spur of the moment decided to go live. Trying to get this light. It's close. There we go. I'm blinded by the lights. Wrapped up like a douche. Tonight. Blinded by the light. That's bright as hell. Oh my god. Okay, it was on the lowest setting. There we go. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Well, I decided to go live. It's kind of like a semi-celebration. I finally am back to driving. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I got behind that wheel for the first time in my car. I was like, or truck, I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome as shit. I mean, I think a lot of people take certain things for granted. Like when you're homeless and stuff like that, you really realize the small things that are important in life, and like a roof over your head and electricity and running water and just simple things like that people take for granted. It's like when you're homeless, man, you don't have any of that. When I got my apartment, I moved in. The only thing I had was I had my bed, a dresser, a chair to sit in, and a table to sit next to the chair, and that was it. So being homeless sucks. I mean, I was on and off homeless for almost 2 years, and once I got my new spot, man, I just didn't want to ever go back to the old ways or end up laying or back on the streets and shit. It's just I appreciate having a roof over my head now that I'm driving. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? What's my government name? No, I'm not in a cave. I found a cave 2 days ago, and I will be going to that cave here in a couple days. I made a video; it was awesome, but for some reason it got corrupted. So I got to go back out there and get some more footage. It's an awesome cave, but no, I'm not at the cave tonight. Just sitting in my campsite. I set up like I don't know about 3 weeks ago. I set this place up. It's been through a flood and everything. It's still standing. I got it tucked back in some woods that are next to impossible to find. So I got a little spot I come to usually every week, every 2 weeks. Guy that lived in my septic tank. I'm not in a cave. A damp cave. My day's going really good. Woke up this morning, got up early, got out here, been enjoying the day. It was the first day I could walk around with my shirt off. It's hot as hell. It was 80 some degrees today, and the last time I came camping, it was like 50 some degrees. No, the bugs ain't too bad yet. Most of the bugs out so far I've seen are ants. I know I'm camped right next to a creek, so I'm sure the mosquitoes are going to start getting bad here at some point. Start bringing my bug spray back out there again. Why did I start my YouTube channel? Uh, when I decided to go camping, I do it because I know there's people out there that can't go camping, like they're disabled. They don't have the option of just going away and camping. And sometimes I feel like if somebody watches a video like this, they kind of come along for the adventure and gets them out of their headspace. And I enjoy coming out here. It's been I don't know. I've camped on and off my whole entire life, but there was probably 8, 9 years I didn't camp at all. And then last summer I started at the beginning of the year, and Started going once or twice a week and started making my videos. And that's all it is. Goes now. Cave guy rules. Who do I have for my phone service? What you talking about, fool? Yo, I camp a lot, at least twice a week. I've been coming out here, but now that I'm driving and mobile, I got some spots I'm gonna go to, and it just sucks. I got a nice vehicle now, and I'm afraid to park my vehicle and then walk, you know, a quarter mile to a half mile, and probably even further to a couple spots that I can't drive to anymore. But yeah, I do camp a lot. I enjoy it. It's freedom. It gets me out. It gives me a time to like self-reflect. You can think about things you need to do in life to better yourself. And like I said, it's just I'm a lucky person to have somewhere that I can go like this and camp twice a week. I don't have to worry about the park rangers. I don't have to worry about anybody coming back and messing with me. I try to like camp somewhere nobody can see me or find me, and then I don't have to worry about so much shit. But yeah, I've been camping back in these woods now since last season. I live next door to these woods. I appreciate subscribing to my channel. Why do you keep saying, where did I get my phone, bro? Are you trying to sell me a phone or some phone service or something? I'm happy with my phone service. I guess I am. I think I'm going to have to upgrade to get unlimited data too. I got unlimited talk, text, and I forget how many gigs of data. But now with me driving around and making more videos and going live like I do, I need to just get unlimited data too. I don't work anymore, bro. Sorry. I wish I could. I just have too many issues where I can't do any of the jobs I used to do. I destroyed my back and my legs and my knee and just everything doing all the jobs I did growing up. There, I had a lot of manual labor jobs. I mean, first job out of high school, I was delivering water softeners that weighed 200 pounds, and I did that for about 3 years before I messed my back up doing that. And then I went and worked as a crane man and came back and delivered more softeners for about 2 more years and left that and started doing carpet installation. Did that for a long, long time. Guy I worked with was an asshole and got us fired I don't know how many times because of his attitude, but I was there to make money. I didn't care about the job. I mean, screw it. Not every job's nice or fun, but sit and bitch and skibidi, skibidi. What I do for money? Not much. I'm disabled and shit, so that's about my only income I get is Social Security disability. I come out here and camp for a day, but then the next day I'm done. I'm just spent. My body's beat down. A lot of issues with my back. I love to go fishing. I haven't fished in probably like 8-9 years. I mean, I hadn't did much. I was dealing with a lot of pain issues, and I didn't get out and do stuff. Well, now I'm forcing myself out and to get out there in the world and enjoy things and try new things and go on all kinds of adventures, as many adventures as I can. But yeah, I love to go fishing. Do I have pants on? Hell yeah, I got pants on. I got shorts on, bro. I can throw my shirt back on. Can't see much more than my fucking upper half and shit, but yeah, I got pants on, bro. I don't sit nude at the camp spot. That would suck, man. A game warden or somebody walk up on you and you're sitting there buck ass naked. Try to explain yourself with that. Yeah, somebody called me the tank man or some shit. I don't think I've ever been in a septic tank or even messed with one in my entire life. But like, I live here in the city, and this is just a little bit. I lived next door to these woods for about 2 or 3 years, and I used to walk back here to get away from my sister. I was living with her, and I used to come back here just to get away from shit. And it's like I had some neighbors that were raging alcoholics and were making my life a living hell. I wasn't sleeping for 4 or 5, 6 days in a row because they drank 24 hours a day. They would drink, fall asleep for an hour, get back up, start drinking. They did that like all day. For 3.5 months, I put up with that shit. Instead of me snapping and beating the fuck out of my neighbors, I decided to just start coming out here to get away from things. That was probably the best thing I ever did. So even during the winter, if you check out some of my older videos, I went camping in the winter time when it was 15, 16 degrees and it was a raging snowstorm and ice storm. And I mean, I've been through every kind of situation you could have out here. I mean, some of it's been pretty scary, like trees breaking around me. That was pretty spooky. But yeah, I come out here a lot and I love to go swimming. I plan on going swimming this year because, especially like right where I'm camping, I walk over maybe 60, 70, 80 feet and I'm right at the Nimisila Creek. And it's clear water. It's not super deep, but it's somewhere to go swimming and cool off during the day, and I won't have to pay somewhere to go and swim in their swimming pool. The new is fire, bro. You missed my cave guy. Yeah, you can call me cave guy. I don't care what you call me. I am going to go to a cave in 2 days. I'm going to make a video for all y'all to see my adventure. I'm putting on knee pads because when I went in there about 50 feet, I had 2 flashlights and my backpack with all my shit that I would need. But then I seen there were some rocks I'd have to crawl on. I just didn't feel like crawling on my bare knees on rocks. So I'm going to get my knee pads and I'm going back to that cave and I'm going to go back as far as I can. It's kind of spooky because when I was in there, you could look up at the tops, the ceiling, and if any of them rocks came on lodge, they would just fall down and kill me. I'm afraid that I'm gonna go in this cave and go back there. I'm gonna end up as one of these videos that I watch where people go in there and they get stuck in a freaking cave. They have a rock pin me down and shit, and I scream for help for 5 or 6 days until somebody finally finds me. I go live. I don't know. I wasn't going live that often because I wasn't having a lot of people. I don't care if not a lot of people watch my lives. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not a huge YouTuber, but maybe someday I will be. I'm not aspiring to get subscribers so I can make money off the. I'll never ever try to make money off this channel. You'll never hear me e-bagging. You'll never ever hear me ask for donations. You'll never ever hear that come from my mouth. The only thing I would take if somebody offered camping gear, shit like that. That's something I would take, but not money. It's not that I don't like donations. I just don't feel that taking people's money is always the right thing to do. I mean, sometimes just to have somebody just listen to you talk and watch the videos and something that's almost more rewarding than cash would be. I mean, if I got to the point where I had a million or 2 million subscribers, which is impossible, I don't think there's that many people that would enjoy watching me camp. I'm just a normal everyday guy. I'm not no, you know, I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. I'm just, you see who I am. I am what I am. I don't put on an act. I just super chill. I just like to get out and have fun. And now that now that I turned 50, I was very depressing. My birthday, I did not like it because it makes you realize that, man, I'm getting old. I only got maybe 40 or 50 more years left. So in each 40 or 50 years, I'm going to get out and enjoy life, try new things, and see where life takes me. I know it's not impossible to get a bunch of subscribers. It's just to keep people interested. That's why I try to go to new spots. This spot here I camped at maybe 4, 5, 6 times, and I'm already looking for a new spot. I seen a spot down the creek from me, and I don't know how to get to it, but it's all grass. And I mean, hell, you could lay down in that grass. There was so much grass there, and that was not my spot. Doesn't have a lot of grass. It's more like just old dirt and mud. I got over 100 subscribers. I never thought I'd even get that many, and it's not that many, and not even worth even mentioning. But I've got those subscribers just by, you know, being me, and you know, trying to entertain people somewhat. Got my relaxation tool, your big blunt. I got my medical marijuana card. That was one of the best things I got too, because it's nice to have that. Because I've been smoking since I've been 15, and now that it's illegal, it's pretty nice to be able to just like go to somewhere like a regular store and buy some fucking bud and some dabs and shit, and walk out the store like it's you're shopping at Rite Aid or some shit. It's funny, but yeah, I've did a lot in the last 3 months, man. I busted my ass to get my vehicle. I had somebody give me a really really nice car because they know that I've struggled a lot in my life. I've never had anybody give me anything, especially a car. I've always had to work for everything I have. That's how I made it in life, just working, working to be a good person. I can't remember the last time I did somebody wrong or lied or cheated or did anything, but man, life's just tricky. You gotta watch who let into your circle of friends or your consider family, and you just don't know. I got my set of people that I usually hang out with and shit. Tough and lead life. Yeah, you do. That's why I go to you, bro. Dispensaries are outrageous, especially here in Ohio. You go to Michigan, I mean, my boy told me the prices are going up on everything in Michigan, which blows because it used. I never bought cheap weed from Michigan. I always went there and I'm like, I want the best shit you got. And they're like, well, we got this SFV, I think 700 or some shit, and it was $50 a freaking eighth, man. I paid 400 for an OZ, and it wasn't no better than anything that I can find back in town. That's why I was like disappointed. I'm like, man, I spent a lot of money on some shit I could have got for a lot less. But people may, everybody, it's some people just don't have the option of going to the street and getting shit. But yeah, at least I got my card now, though. So if I get pulled over or some shit, I can at least say, hey, man, I got a card for my weed. Leave me the fuck alone. I'll be going home tomorrow. I got to call my doctor's office in the morning at 6, and I might even have to go in there. So I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. I wanted to wait till tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain. And I knew all the wood back here would be nice and dry since it's been sunny and no rain. And it's coming in tomorrow. I'd have to wait till Saturday or Sunday. And I had that itch. I had to get out here to enjoy my camp. Every time I come out here, I'm like wondering if somebody found my spot and took down my tarp. I've been considering taking down 2 tarps here and then using them and putting them in my vehicle so I go camping in my vehicle. I can put like a little porch or something on the back of it because I'll be sleeping in it. There's definitely enough room for my big butt to sleep in my. At least I think there is. I'm 6'1". Now I have to start putting on these big all-nighters that I got, or I'm never gonna burn them up. I pushed down a whole entire tree, and then it blocked everything where I had to go, so I had to use the tree to actually for firewood. But yeah, I'll be heading home tomorrow. I'll be so tired from being up all night but sitting by the fire because I usually only sleep maybe a couple hours out here. I need to get my cot so I can sleep on my cot out here because at least get 5 or 6 hours of sleep like I used to when I'd come out here. So peaceful just to lay down. And I used to use tents. That's the only way I used to camp. And every time I've camped out here, I've just used a simple shelter where if you're off the ground, like using a cot, you won't get bothered by any bugs, no spider. The thing out here is the spiders, the daddy long legs, and the ants. That's about it. Maybe some mosquitoes, but it's nice to have something to sleep on because I used to store all my gear, camping gear out here. But I come out here the one time and somebody actually took all what gear I did have and took it out of where I had it stashed and threw it in trees and tore it up. And I don't understand people why they would do something like that. But it is what it is. Oh shit! Oh, that box is hot. Phew, I'm glad I put that in front of my phone. Yeah, but when I come out here and seen that somebody actually took their truck and drove to one of my camp spots, it makes me like kind of leery. Like, why would somebody drive their vehicle out here through the woods? And it was a vehicle. Like, I seen the tire tracks and everything. So I'm wondering if maybe the city. There was a tent that was set up on the trail when I was walking home this last time, and it wasn't there when I came out here. So I didn't say much. I just walked by, didn't pay attention much, and went ahead and left. But then when I came here this time, I walked into the woods, and it's like I walked in maybe 10 or 15 feet, and I see tire tracks. I'm like, that's fucking weird. I followed them. That went to my one campsite that I used, and there was no. It didn't look like they got out, but there was a big skid there. I'm thinking somebody took that from Save a Lot. Because when I got here, where did I be? When I got here, I seen Save a Lot had a bunch of skids sitting out back. It's like, man, if you were hard up for firewood, man, you could run over there and get a couple skids and break them down. You'd be good for at least a couple hours, 2-3 hours. Somebody's playing some music. I still gotta make my damn supper. Be making hamburgers again like I did last time, but this time I'm decking them out with cheese, and I brought my mustard, ketchup, and mayo this time instead of forgetting that. And I got some tomatoes and some pickles, some hamburger buns. I'm doing this shit up. Make a hamburger that's ridiculously big for a bun. I got a giant pile of firewood and I'm gonna burn this shit up. I'm gonna turn this wood into some smoke. Not the good smoke that you want to breathe. If you breathe this shit, and you'll be coughing and getting on your knees. I'll say, ooh, coughing from the smoke. I was on American Idol. I'm a singing fool. Oh man, it's a beautiful night. Freaking, I couldn't ask for it to be nicer. It's supposed to get down in the 50s, so I'm probably gonna put my shirt on. I think I'm gonna put my shirt on now. One fool asked me if I had short pants on. Yep, I got pants on. I'm not sitting around buck naked. Find me a female Sasquatch out here. Get my freak on with Sasquatch. Female Sasquatches. If I ever found a Sasquatch, I'd try to be its friend. I would sit out here and I'd be like, "Come on, man, come over here and kick it out. We smoking shit. We can have a little powwow." What's for dinner? Hamburgers. I was gonna make hamburger helper, but I don't know. I just felt like making hamburgers. It's always hamburgers or steak or. I made that chili out here. That was fire. I mean, I took leftovers home and ate that shit for 2 days. It was so damn good. And that's real easy to make. You just got to bring a lot of shit out here. Tinfoil dinners. I'm going to be making a lot of shit this summer. Try to experiment with stuff too. Hell yeah. I didn't know you can make hamburgers in your place. I didn't think you had a stove. You got one of them little hot plates. I was going to ask you. Oh, hell yeah. I didn't think you had a stove though. My ass must be blind. Sounded a place like yours, but you walked in and it had a kitchen, and then right next to it was like the one kind of room like you have, and then there was a bathroom that was it had a micro small. I always take baths. You couldn't take a bath because it was such a small tub. You'd have to sit there with your knees bent up. just met for showers, and I hated living there, bro. I don't understand how you probably feel living at your place. Just so small, but it's hard to move. Find somewhere else to move where it's affordable, and just that downtown. Or I was going to move in there at one point in time. I went in there for a second. Some lady was. It was different because there was a lady that would sit there at the entrance that worked there that would deal with everybody that came in that would need help or whatever. I don't know what her if she was a manager, but she's like, I can't look at you or have you look at any of these apartments until you get a background check. And I had a warrant at the time. I was like, shit, I ain't going to get no background check. Walk in there and I ain't gonna walk out. At least when I paid off my court costs and fines so I could start driving again, there's nothing like hanging over my head money wise that I could get in trouble for. I think I have a warrant out of Columbiana County. I went and had an MRI at a hospital, and they sent my bill after they didn't pay it to a collection agency and it to a regular lawyer. And I mean, for not paying that bill, they went after my ass, bro, like you wouldn't even believe. First of all, they had a warrant that popped up out of nowhere, and I was like, I didn't, because I got pulled over with something. They're like, you have a warrant. I'm like, for what? This is Columbiana County. I'm like, that's. I started putting two and two together. Here they mailed a court summons to my mom's house, and I wasn't on good terms with my mom, so she didn't even tell me they got there delivered. So it was all like I didn't even know it. I had to go to court, and with me not showing up, they issued a bench warrant for failure to appear, and that was all over a freaking doctor's bill. So anytime I've gotten pulled over, they're like, "Yeah, they won't come and get you for that." Well, no shit. Oh, $100 doctor bill you're gonna put my ass in jail for? That's fucking retarded. Sorry if that word offends people, but I'm 50 years old. I grew up in a different time where you could say certain things and people feelings wouldn't get butt hurt over the dumbest shit. I can drive now. I said I can. I'm glad I can drive. Using Google Maps is the shit. I've always like put in my address and then just followed it myself. I didn't like start the Google Maps and hit that start. And the first time I went to my aunt's, it's so good. It tells you turn right up here a quarter mile, turn right now, and all that kind of shit. That's awesome. I used that to get to that cave that I found. I never. Oh, I don't know. I probably would have found it eventually, but man, I just knew it was Painted Rock in Beach City. It came up as Mocking Rock. It must have been some Indian. But I'd been there a bunch of times back in my early 20s to go fishing, and I even went on top of that cliff, but I didn't walk in front of it. It's like the cave opening is just right there. I walked by, I took a picture, and I'm like, damn. I was like, man, that looks cool as hell. And I picked my head in there, and I walked in there. I'm like, man, this is awesome. This is the first like real cave that I've ever been in. And it's like I started walking, went about 20, 30 feet in. Like I said, I want to get some knee pads. I'm definitely going back here in a couple days. Trying to keep busy, finding places to go and stuff. It's weird how things change over the years. I hadn't been out there to see that place in like over 20 years, and where I used to park, I didn't know for sure. I just knew it was close to that, and so I drove down the road and I passed this one place one time, and I was like, I wonder if that's where I need to go. And I pull in, and they got this little road blocked off with the hell was it blocked off with I don't know, a gate, and it says on the gate there is video cameras on premises, private property, do not cross. So I parked my vehicle there and I walked up and I found where I used to park my vehicle. I looked down the railroad tracks and I seen where I used to go fishing. So it's weird seeing somewhere like that. I used to go all the time and hadn't seen it in so many years and look at it. It's almost exactly the same. While other places you go are so overgrown. Like this place, this is so different compared to when I used to come back here a long time ago. Your grandparents own what cave? Okay, what's the name of the cave that your grandparents own? If you're being serious, that's pretty awesome. But I don't really believe you. Sorry. I got some land to sell you in Florida for real cheap if you're interested. Real cheap. I don't think anybody owns that cave that I went to. I mean, I'm sure somebody or some entity owns it, but I would think that it's owned by. It was right next to the railroad tracks. That maybe it'd be on railroad property. Oh, your grandparents used to own it. Are you talking about Beach City? Because that's where the cave is in the 1800s. That's cool. If you're being serious, that's awesome. But are we talking about the same place? Call it Muckin Cave or whatever. The giant cliff that's probably like 50 feet tall and it's got graffiti like all over it. Are you serious? I didn't know that. I didn't. I can't. I didn't really pay attention to the road names or anything like that out there. I was just using Google Maps. I'll have to see if that's on Kayla Road. Yeah, like a bunch of teenagers now go out there and they just spray paint the place. Pardon me for a second. I gotta put a big log on the fire. I didn't even know there was a cave there for all them years back. I was back and we even climbed on top of that cliff. I never walked in front of it and saw that there was a cave. It doesn't look real dangerous. I mean, it honestly looks like it's a safe cave to go in. It's got an entrance and an exit, so there's two ways to get in and out of it. Yeah, that's cool if your parents owned that back in the day. I don't know if I would probably would have sold it too. Man, I just take it's too warm. I love it, man. Temperatures have gotten so warm I can't sit by the fire with my shirt on. Well, I'm glad everybody came in for the live tonight. It's cool talking to everybody. Enjoy talking to my subscribers or people just decided to come on for a live. My name's Keith. I always say is Keith, camping with Keith. I didn't know what else to say when I made up my channel. Just kept it real simple. Hey, welcome to Camping with Keith. I'm a juggalo. I was gonna take my channel and go in a different direction. I was gonna start uh, getting into prison content and jail content and see about interviewing people because in my opinion everybody's got a story. I mean, homeless people, everybody there, everybody's got a story. It don't matter if you're homeless or not or in jail. But I mean, you walk by a homeless person and they probably could tell you all kinds of crazy stuff about growing up and how they ended up in the situation they're in. And not everybody's a drug addict or an alcoholic or everybody's got their vice, and sometimes it's not even something you would think, but that would end up putting you in a situation where you have to be a homeless person. But I started off homeless because the people I was living with were crackheads, and I moved in with them and did not know this, and they kept it from me for I'd say about a month. And I'd always get off of work and I'd go downstairs in the basement and I'd watch TV, I'd smoke and shit and chill out, and then I'd go upstairs and hang out with my roommates and stuff. I went downstairs and I'm watching TV, and my roommate comes downstairs and he sits down next to me and we're just kind of bullshitting. He goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna tell you, my aunt's coming in tonight from out of town, and she wants to smoke some crack. So she wants to spend about $1,000. So we're gonna get fucked up all night down here, party. If you want, you're more than welcome to partake with us. If not, you can go upstairs. And I'm like sitting there, like, what the fuck? I don't smoke no crack. I'm like, shit. I'm going upstairs. I don't want to be around that bullshit. So I go upstairs, and it's like his aunt gets there, and they disappear, and they come back, and they go downstairs, and like every 5 minutes, dude would come up, like look out the door. He'd come back in. Did you hear something? It's like, no, I didn't hear nothing. He's all right. That's cool. Then you go downstairs and come back up 15, 20 minutes later, look out the windows again, telling me he swore he heard somebody and thinks somebody's there. And it's like, dude, there's nobody there. It was so, dude went like super paranoid. And it's like, I don't see how that's a fun buzz at all. It just, to me, I enjoy, like, back in the day, I used to party to have fun. It's like nowadays people take it to the extreme and just let it rule their life. Yeah, I'm glad everybody stopped in tonight, and I didn't. Usually, put out a little video and notify you guys that I'm going to go live, but usually around 9 o'clock I'll go live, and if I can, and if you decide to stop by and hang out with me, I appreciate it. I'm going to keep my channel going. I'm going to keep it as interesting as I can, and all you people out there like that enjoy watching my channel, I'm glad you do, and like I say, I'm just doing this to help people out that can't get out and enjoy life, who used to camp or can't camp no more, or I don't know, maybe I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, but I'm still feel like I'm doing it the right thing by just getting out and enjoying life. I think that's why God put us all here. It's a gift. People hate being here. It's a hell. I mean, it is a hell. I mean, some people live in a living hell that it's just terrible. How some people are like. I had a rough childhood, man. I had a lot of shit happen to me, helped mold me into the person I am today. And I don't know. It's like a good thing, but yeah, I don't know. Had a rough childhood, and I had to like shit when I was 12 years old. Yeah, I was 10 or 11. The stepdad forced me to get a job as a paper boy. Told me I needed to learn responsibility. I was 12 years old, man. I just wanted to ride my bike and shit, enjoy playing. Like, I don't know. But yeah, telling me I had to get a paper out. And this is the whole kicker, okay? I worked my ass off for 2 years. Every dime that I made from that paper route went to a savings account. That savings account was a joint savings account with me and my mom. I was I didn't know anything about banking and shit like that, but they told me that I had to save all my money that I made so when I turned 16 I'd have enough money to get a nice car. And I remember even the one time there was a toy that I wanted to buy. My stepdad's like, "Hey, I don't want to buy that shit. It's a waste of money. What you need to do is save that money." Blah blah. So I didn't buy it. Well, when I turned 16, I find out that they took all that money out of the bank account and they spent it. They got into a car accident. They got in some trouble and they had to use the money. But they never once told me. Never once paid me back. And to this day, I'm still pissed off about that shit. I grew up as on a farm till I was about from my shit. I was probably 1 or 2 years old until I was about 5 or 6. And lived on 88 acres. I mean, our driveway was a quarter mile long. I mean, it was a long driveway, and I grew up on a farm. I loved it. The only problem was there wasn't nobody kids to play with. I mean, it was like the nearest neighbor was a mile two down the drive, down the road, and they were old people. There weren't even no young kids around where I lived. Shit, I just had to treat, go play with myself, I guess. And I don't know. I just remember riding my bike a lot and exploring. I remember I had a little pop gun. I'd walk around pretend I was hunting and shit. I really enjoyed living on the farm. Moving to the city has its perks, but I would never pick living in the city over living out in the country. Yeah, the farm was kind of cool. It was just only a small farm that I lived on. There was people that would put their animals there. So we'd have sheep there sometimes. Never had nothing ever bigger than a sheep. No horses, no cows. It was just like I remember going to the barn and there'd be all kinds of hay. It was a dangerous barn to go into. So many rickety boards. I mean, they had probably like 20, 30 fucking wild cats in there. That's where I grew up, like to love cats because on that farm I brought one home, just one home, and I was pregnant and it had a litter of two. And then two turned into five, and the five turned into 10, and 10. I mean, there was just like stray cats everywhere. And there was ones I never even seen. I'm like, where the hell did that cat come from? So when we left there was probably like 15, 20 cats, and we tried to catch everyone that we could so we could take them and release them somewhere else. Or we actually, I think our plans were to take them to the pound or something like that. Releasing a cat that relies on human beings for food in the wild is kind of cruel because they're going to starve if they're especially if they're waiting on their owner to give them some food. Wildcats will get birds, they'll get moles, mice, shit like that. But nowadays you gotta watch because there's predatory birds that will pick a cat up and just eat it for dinner. I saw turkey vultures the other day. I was driving through the park downtown Kansas City. And I was like, what the hell are those? And the wingspan on them things was amazing. I mean, it was cool as hell. So I was like, those are turkey vultures. Head looked all nasty on them, red. I knew there was hawks in Ohio, but I didn't know there was vultures. They all fly around in circles and shit. Makes you think there's something dead. Well, shit, everybody. I think I'm gonna get off this live and make myself some supper. I am starving, like starving Marvin from South Park. My name is Starvin Marvin. I enjoyed the live tonight. Everybody was real cool. One or two trolls. I don't mind them. Come on into my lives. Makes things interesting. Saying dumb shit, asking me about what phone service I use and shit. What the fuck he's doing? Trying to sell me? Hi. Well, let me. Are you interested in a better service plan for your phone? I got just what you need. It's called Timu phone service from China. It's reliable. It's only $50 a month, and you have 2 gigs of data, 20 minutes of talking time. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Love, peace, chicken grease, man. Later on.